The emperor's silent suffering is more poignant than words. His tears flowed continuously, like the persistent sound of insects, and his sorrow caused everyone in the harem to weep along with him, resulting in thousands of tears. After the death of Kiritsubo's inferior concubine, the emperor's longing for her did not diminish at all. He began to seek a replacement, a woman who was not only beautiful and of noble birth, but also resembled Kiritsubo's inferior concubine, caught his eye. Her name was Fujitsubo, named after the wisteria plant. The emperor was immediately captivated by her, took her as his new wife, and transferred all his affection to her. This leads us to Genji. As a young prince, Genji was always by the emperor's side. He heard people say that Fujitsubo resembled his own mother, which gave him a special sense of closeness to her. Over time, this sense of closeness turned into infatuation, since Fujitsubo was only a few years older than Genji. As he grew up, he could no longer visit her room as he did in his childhood. His longing for Fujitsubo was now expressed from a distance, through sounds that reached him from behind the beaded curtain, such as the sounds of her playing the koto, flute, or even her laughter. These sounds enchanted Genji and provided him some solace. When Genji turned 12, he underwent the coming-of-age ceremony, and the emperor arranged a marriage for him with a daughter of the left minister, Lady Aoi. The left minister was a very high-ranking noble, and this marriage was meant to protect Genji's status. However, they did not establish a harmonious marital relationship. The first reason was that Lady Aoi had a certain aloofness due to her noble birth. She wasn't very accommodating or affectionate towards Genji. The second reason was that Genji's secret infatuation was with his stepmother, Fujitsubo. Her beauty, noble birth, and exceptional talents made her irresistible, and Genji was constantly looking for opportunities to be near her in the harem. Ultimately, Genji and Fujitsubo crossed forbidden boundaries, and Fujitsubo gave birth to Genji's illegitimate son, who would later become Emperor Reizei. At this point, does it remind you of a well-known work like Thunderstorm? In Thunderstorm, Cao Yu also portrays a strikingly similar, morally transgressive relationship between the stepmother, Fan Yi, and her stepson, Zhou Ping, what may be termed a mother-son romance, in quotes. Zhou Ping is the eldest son of the Zhou family, and Fan Yi is his stepmother, with only a 7 or 8 year age difference between them. After they develop feelings for each other, it becomes very distressing and tormenting because such a relationship is inherently painful and doomed. Zhou Ping feels deep shame, saying he's sorry for himself, his younger brother, and his father. However, despite his words, his feelings for Fan Yi are strong and possessive. Fan Yi is also deeply self-reproachful, and her feelings are even more suppressed as a woman. She tells Zhou Ping, "You led me down a path where I am neither a mother nor a lover." Yet her love for Zhou Ping remains intense and obsessive, eventually driving her to madness. In the tale of Genji, the complex relationship between Fujitsubo and Genji is also morally transgressive. However, Fujitsubo is very rational. She fears that if their affair were exposed, it could harm her son's future. Therefore, she ultimately refuses to continue the illicit relationship with Genji. At this point, Genji couldn't let go and was deeply troubled. He started to indulge in reckless behavior, drifting from one woman to another and becoming very promiscuous. For example, he had an affair with the right minister's daughter, Oborazukio. One night he snuck into the room of a noble stepmother called Utsusemi and used all sorts of sweet talk to seduce her. When she resisted, he even forcibly took her to his own bedroom.